This is our Paris, and this was a very new place for me. Europe was new 13 years ago, and this is sharing a little bit about being a very, very new teacher. My background was photography. These are my images. That's a bear foot. Footprints for getting where you think you are going. Tracks towards mastership. Learning how to teach. Learning little bear cubs. It's wonderful to learn new things, but you can feel a little bit innocent, like this little innocent doggy. Being a new ESL teacher, and a new teacher is like being a puppy fetus. Very new. Lots of things to learn. One of the things which I still haven't mastered is paper. Instead of scissor hands, I've become paper hands. And the papers seem to go all over, but I have a dear mentor who's teaching me to be more and more organized. And I appreciate that very, very much. I learned about positioning of students. I had 2 students for negotiating. And am I allowed to do this? Yeah. But I mistakenly put myself there. They were there because I had all the paper. I soon found out this was not a good idea because they were negotiating between each other. So anyway, they went to a restaurant for lunch and they came back very drunk because they became so cozy with each other. They were sitting next to each other. So the sitting pattern was not a good idea. This is an idea to bring a little bottle that's empty because pronunciation, I find I lose my voice, and I think I'm not going to need this. And so I filled the water bottle. This was something I learned just recently. I had to go to what I thought was a certain end of Paris. I arrived there and asked for the name of the adult student who did not exist because I took the wrong map. And I was in totally the wrong place in Paris. So I thought I was going to be fired, but instead I decided to fire myself up and put the name of the students on the maps. And even if the map is not in the right folder, I have the name and I will arrive in the right place. As a new teacher, I was asked everybody to do the suggestion box, and I thought, I love trees. I like trees, and I thought we should have a whiteboard. And so I suggested we have a whiteboard like that. And because you could just write something and white that out. So lo and behold, very soon after that, I was having coffee. I went into the supply room, and there was one whiteboard. So I got very excited. I wanted to test it to make sure that my suggestion in the suggestion box was right. I got the whiteboard, and I started doing phrasal verbs. You know, knock out is a third meaning, like that. And I thought this whiteboard is just fantastic. You could just write and you wipe it off. You don't have to turn all the papers. And I made another list, phrasal verbs. Fall about, fall apart, fall away, fall back into, fall behind with, fall in with, fall in love. I was starting to fall in love with phrasal verbs. And I actually had dreams about phrasal verbs. But I couldn't wipe the words off. The words stuck on the whiteboard. I couldn't wipe the words off. I was terrified because he was ordering, my boss, a whole bunch of whiteboards, and I couldn't get it off. So I didn't know what to do, and I had 2 engineers. They said, don't worry. I was thinking, though, and I was so horrified about food. I was thinking I'd like a mille-feuille, because when I get very nervous, sometimes I eat pastry. And I thought that I had really damaged the board. And I had used a permanent marker, and obviously it did not come off the whiteboard, but the engineer told me if I use a whiteboard marker, it has alcohol in it, and you can just go like this, and all the letters will wipe off. So this was one of the biggest discoveries of being a new teacher. I was very lucky, very lucky. I thought I was lucky to have these two engineers in the class, because if I had a different kind of student, they would not have known that. The clubs. I was very excited. It was going to be my first presentation with my laptop to show YouTube, and I was looking all over for the plugs. I mean, all over for a plug to plug in the internet. And I saw some plugs, so I just pulled them out. I connected my laptop, and boom, YouTube was there. Soon after that, my new boss, because I'm a new student, my new boss comes in and he's crawling all over the floor while I'm teaching. And I thought it was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. And he's mumbling to himself, and he mumbled, "Oh, you're teaching later, blah, blah." And he walks out. I found out that I had unplugged his computer, I had unplugged his electricity, and I had unplugged his telephone. This is a seed pod, a seed pod. You see all these seeds? That's us here. We're new and renewed because of the students we teach, and because we learn everything new every day. And we can become like a rock star and just have a ball, have a wonderful time, because every day we're learning. What a joy that is. And it's just like a seed pod, it's like music. Thank you very much.